Hi, everyone. Good afternoon, good morning, or good evening. I hope you all are sound and safe. It's so nice to have you all back again with yet another exciting session on the teacher training program of 3D game development. So, as always, make sure to drop your name and your country name from where you are tuning in from. Good evening, Mr. Rajvi. What about others? Good afternoon. So I hope you all are excited for this session as well, because we will be going through how more we can create, more smashable objects. I will be starting with like a little basic part. There were a few doubts that I wanna tackle before going and completing our car game environment. Good morning, sir. I had a doubt. Yes, please. If you have a doubt, make sure to drop it down in the comments box or chat box, the live chat, and I will be more than happy to help you. So I think it's the right time to start up with today's session. Allow me to share my screen. All right. So today's session is going to be more on, making sure that the foundation that we have laid for the 3D and XR Studio is a little more stronger. And then we are going to continue our car game, basically that we were building. So it's like a drive and smash game that we were building in the previous session that we had. Before moving towards into the session and hands-on and picture blocks, I would like to ask you one particular question, which is a matter of concern for me and my team, because we really want to understand how you are feeling about these sessions that we have been taking, or how you're feeling about this entire teacher training program that is being organized by Stempedia. So for that, we have a small little question for you right on your screen, which is over here. So all you need to do is scan this QR code that is there in front of your screen, take a moment and give me the answer to this particular question, which states, how would you describe the pace of this training so far? So are you feeling this training is going a little too fast, bit slow, bit fast, but you are keeping it up with the LMS as well as the live sessions or the YouTube videos, the recorded one on the LMS, or is just at the right pace? One thing that I want to tell you is that I completely understand that this particular training program is based on the basics training program that we organized previously. So the ones who are newcomers, it it will be like a little more preferable for them to visit those training sessions and just have a gist of them, so that you can also understand what exactly and how exactly those training sessions were taken. And then thereafter, of course, you will be having a clear understanding of the same. But one more thing, we will be organizing more doubt sessions so that you can also understand what is being taught. You can get your doubts resolved. You can get your technical issues resolved, and we will be more than happy to help you out in every possible way. So therefore, I request all of you to kindly scan this QR code and let us know what you think about this training so far, so that we can also understand how more or what more we can do to make these training programs or future training programs much better. All right. So I hope you all have scanned it. So take your time, scan it up, make sure you share your feedback. I will come back to this slide and talk more about it afterwards. But before that, I would like to show you one small little clip. Since more of you will be scanning this QR code, by the time I will be showing you one little clip, which will help you to understand what kind of projects in Rube Goldbook machine you can create. So let me play this video, try to understand and try to grasp the creativity and showcase that in the PictoBlox 3D and XR Studio.
Your pillow feels fluffy under your head. Your alarm clock starts beeping the awfulest of.
So I request you to watch this video, try to understand how they have animated the AR camera, and this is completely possible in PictoBlox 3D and XR Studio. You have to be just very creative. Make sure that you showcase your creation just like this one. If not same, something similar is expected from you guys, since you have been trained on the Rube Goldberg machine and the physics simulations very well. So you can see the dominoes is actually shaped like actual dominoes. So you can create your own shapes as well, and then you have this particular option over here where the ball is traveling in the water, and you can create such environment as well. So something like this is very much appreciated. And of course, something like this is what we are looking forward to have you guys to submit in your the course that you will be submitting your assignment in. So make sure to create something like this and share your hard work and share your projects that you create in the WhatsApp group too. All right, so I think that's it for this particular video. I think it's the right time to move into the session. I will show you some more creations like this in the by the end of this particular session as well. So this session is focused on drive and smash car game. Car is coming, it's smashing into the objects, and what is happening? The objects are going all over the place. This is something that we want to create. So same way, what we want to do is we want to create an environment that we created in the previous session. We want to continue in that particular environment. And now we want to add on more smashable objects by which we can drive and then, by on which we can drive and hit so that they can go all over the place in the environment. Basically, we want to drive and smash. This is a car game that we will be creating today. So we will be coding for it as well. But today I am telling you, you will be the one who will be helping me out in the code. All right. So without a further ado, this is what we are going to cover out, adding more 3D objects to the city layout that we created, adding more parts and more cars objects and more, implementing more physics to it. And then of course, introduction to the game code of the car control and navigation as well. So that is what we are going to do. That is what we are going to cover in this particular session. All right. So let's go to our environment and let's start adding the game objects. So I'm just going to present my screen. Kindly allow me a moment. All right, my PictoBlox is open. I will just open the previous file that I saved. And right over here, I have my entire environment. This is something that I created off the camera, but I showed you how to create it live as well. So there were some of you asking, Vivek, is there an option by which we can add more type of roads? Yes, there is an option. All you need to do is open the 3D object library, type road in the search bar, and you will see a road over here, which is curved as well. That will look good if you're creating a scene with a lot more 3D objects. Then there is a road scenery as well. And there are in other objects library, you will also see more maps too. So you can add maps as well. You can add your objects to map also. You can use the stock roads and streets as well that I mentioned, or you can create your own roads too. That is something that I did in this particular one. Now, before moving ahead, there were few doubts that I really wanted to resolve. The first one was, some of you asked me, Vivek, that the dominoes that we created in the Rube Goldberg machine, the panels, we duplicated one by one. We placed them on the planks. And when we were changing the color of just one of the panel, the entire panels that we created, or the entire dominoes that we created, adopted or adapted to that particular color only. Why is that? Why are we not able to change color of a single domino? Now, let me tell you what's the reason behind the same. So for that, I will be adding just a few objects right over here, and I will show it to you. One more thing I really want to do. I have seen a lot of you creating environments, but the lighting is not good. You can see the lighting in this environment is also not good. I purposely did all the lights over here so that I can show you how you can add more lights as well. So all you need to do is go to lights library, grab a hemisphere light, and that's it. You can increase its intensity by going in the light section in this property and increasing it to 1, 2, 3, or maybe other as well. It's up to you. I think 2 looks good. All right. So let's go right over here. Now what I will do is I'll resize it and make it like a panel only so that you all can refer to it. Oops. Snap to the ground, duplicate it, snap this one to the ground, duplicate, and snap it to the ground. I'm just adding 3 for reference. That's it. Now, what if I change the color of this one? So I will go in material, scroll down, and select the color that I want to change. So let's say I want to make it pink. Now, some of you ask me, Vivek, why is each and every domino that I added is changed into pink color? Why I'm not able to add colorful dominoes or colorful panels on my plank? The reason is quite simple. Since it is being duplicated, all you need to do is in the same properties over here, there is an option material. And next to that option, there is 3 dots. I'll also annotate on my screen so that you can see it. These 3 dots I'm talking about. Just click on these 3 dots and you will see just one option, that is unlink all. If you click on it, all are unlinked. Let's again go to this option and change the color to any other color that I want. For like just for example, green. So now you can see the middle one is turned into green. Now I can change others colors also. So if I select this one, change its color to, okay, so of course I have to unlink this as well. Scroll down and then change its color to, let's say, blue. So right now, as you can see, the colors are now being changed. Okay, so this is how you will be creating your dominoes. So what you can do is maybe uh, add 6 or 7 dominoes or 6 or 7 planks of different colors, duplicate them only, right? So that you have variations in your dominoes, but it looks very nice. So that is something that you can also opt for. So now I think that is clear to all of you. So I hope it is good to go. So I'm just going to delete them. All right. Now, this was something that I really wanted to tell you. And in the doubt session, we also covered how and what the environment exactly looks like. I gave you an in-depth tour of the environment. We talked about physics, we talked about joints in detail. So if you didn't get the time to attend the doubt session, make sure to re-watch the recording. It is there on the Stempedia channel only. Make sure you re-watch it and just try to understand if you are able to grasp or fix that foundation so that everything is clear and then you can focus more on the creativity part over here. Okay, so let's focus on this particular environment. What I did was my ground is very basic, white in color. I added a sky over here, right? I added a sky with this environments library that I showed it to you in the previous sessions as well. What I did was I added buildings, right? Then I added fencing over here so my car don't get out of the stage or get out of this particular road. Then on this particular side, I added a lush greenery area which I populated with rocks, grass, trees, animals, chickens, deer, cows, and more. So this is something that you can opt for. So this is like a basic environment that I created because my main focus is passing on the learning to you guys, right? So therefore, I created this particular basic environment. Now, right over here, I have 2 empty areas in which I want to add objects, the 3D objects that I was talking about, or the smashable objects. So some of you were still facing problem that how exactly we can do that. It's very easy. It's quite simple. All you need to do is go in your 3D object library or 3D geometry library, sorry, grab a box, place it over here. Very simple, very easy. Resize it accordingly. Place it to the ground. Now, right over here, you have your box. Now, what do you want to do is go to materials and click on change material and change its material to paper. Sorry. Just like that. Simple. Okay. As of now, it is not that visible. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in ground and change ground color to something else, so that it is visible. Okay. Good to go. Of course, you can add texture to the ground also. That's up to you. But I'm as of now focusing more on smashable objects. Now, what you have to do is once you create one paper box or one paper cube, you have to go in physics and click on enable physics. What this will do? Can anybody tell me what exactly this will do? Okay, I'm coming back to your. Okay, sorry, I want to ask that when I'm going to PictoBlox interface showing 3x. Okay, Nilesh, I request you to please download the latest version of PictoBlox. So if you haven't downloaded the latest version, it will say coming soon. Make sure go to Stampede website or just type download PictoBlox. The first one will be Stampede website only. Go over there, select your device type and download it. You are the best. All details are clear. Thanks. Thank you so much, Carlos. So how to change the color of panel? I think I have covered this. No worries, Miss Nice. Okay. All right. Now coming back to this particular part, I will go in the physics. I have enabled it and I've made it dynamic. Okay. Paper is not 10 kg. It is 0.5, let's say, or 1 kg because we are creating paper cubes, which are actually in a bigger size. So I'm making it 1 kg. All right. Now what I will do is I will duplicate it and I will place it just like this in a way that I want to create a very basic, a very nice paper pyramid. That's it. That's all I want to do. So simple as that. I just resize them or place them on top of each other just like this to make a paper pyramid, right? And by duplicating means Control D. So if you're using Windows laptop or Windows desktop, you have to use Control plus D to duplicate it. If you're a Mac user or iMac or MacBook user, you have to use Command D. Okay. All right. Simple as that. My pyramid is done. Right over here, I have my 3D pyramid. Okay, looks very nice, looks very simple. All of the cubes are set to dynamic and all of the cubes mass is 1 kg. Now what I can do is I can select all the cubes. I can group them and I can name them as pyramid. Sorry. Now, if you are able to see the layers in this particular activity or in this particular environment that I made, the layers are very well sorted. Roads are grouped. Each road is also grouped in such a way because I created road manually. So you can see each road is grouped. Then all the buildings, everything is also grouped, right? Then the fences that I have added on these two sides of this particular ground is also grouped. Then the lush green area that I added over here, sorry, that I added over here at the back, it's also being grouped. So you need to understand that when you're creating such projects or creating such environments, just to, not have that confusion that which object is which or which object is where. Once you're placing them, once you're done with one particular part, grab them together and group it so that you're not confused. Because now if I create another pyramid, I would know which block is of which pyramid, right? And that will be a hustle. So it's a smart move to group them together once you start creating such objects, or once you finish with one part of your environment, group them together and enable the physics. Each and every building over here is set as a static. Each and every plant, each and every grass, rock, everything is set as static. Each and every road fence is set as static. So that if my car bumps into any one of these objects that I have added, the objects don't fly away, because that is something I don't want to do, right? Okay, same way you can add more objects. So let's say I will go in the 3D object library and I will type goal right over here, place it and grab a soccer ball also and place it. So I will resize this first of all, right? Okay, that it's still big. Let's make it like this. Go over here, select the soccer goal, resize it a little bit. It's twisted, make it like this. Okay, I think that's okay. I've twisted it in the wrong way. So you need to understand once you're creating such environment, everything that you add should make sense, right? But as of now, I'm just grabbing some objects and placing them randomly only because I want to showcase you what type of smashable objects or what type of creations you can add in your 3D car game environment. Now tell me what kind of creations you will be adding. I want your answer. Will you add paper pyramids, paper castle? You will add soccer game? What type of smashable objects or objects that can be moved around in the car game environment would you prefer to add in yours? Come on. I'm looking in the live chat box and I want to know. I'm waiting for your response, everybody. What type of objects will you choose to add in your environment that you create or in your drive and smash game? I'm still looking at this live chat box and I'm waiting for all your response. Taya pyramid. Okay, that is very fantastic. Right, you can do that as well. A Taya pyramid, right? What more? What more would you prefer to add? School. All right, that's very nice, Mr. Bhupendra. Amazing. Right. I was not having a lot of space because I just wanted to demonstrate. Majorly, I wanted to demonstrate how exactly the activity will work out. But of course, you are free to add more stuff. Playground, right? What about the smashable objects, Mr. Bhupendra? What type of smashable objects would you add? The school pyramid will be static in nature. You can't hit them with your car. The smashable objects, what kind of smashable objects? Like Miss Babita said that she will add tire pyramids, barricades, right? Right, barricades also. So you can stun ground. Okay, that's good. That's very good. All right. Now over here, what I did was I added the soccer ball. I will paste it to the ground. I added this soccer goal also. So I will go to its physics, enable it and make it static, right? So that if my car bumps into it by mistake, it doesn't move around. Then I'll select the soccer ball, enable its physics and make it, let's say, 2 kgs or 2.5 kgs. Okay. Now, same way, I can add more stuff to it. I can add entire paper castle. I can add more such elements to this particular environment. And what that can be. I want some of the examples in the chat box. That is why I'm asking you. Robot. So I don't understand this soccer ground. So Sia, what I did was I just wanted to show you what type of objects you can add, and then you can create a smash game with the same. So why I added this particular part or this particular setting over here is because I want this car to move, bump into this soccer ball right over here, and then hit a goal. Therefore, I added this soccer goal area and this ball as well. Trash cans. That's actually very good. That's actually very good. I can also add trash cans. So let's go in this stockpile and let's see. Okay, I have trash cans. Let's add trash cans also. And let those trash cans be smaller only so that it makes sense. Just gonna grab it and place it right around the corner. So I can also add trash cans, enable its physics, make it, let's say, 3 kgs because it's made out of some kind of metal. So trash can also, right? Benches, true, you can add those as well. Robot, right? You can add a robot also. Or swing for children, yes, very nice. So such kind of elements you need to add in your environment that brings it to life. Or of course, add such elements that make sense, elements that can be smashed. If you smash your car in building, of course, the building won't move, but the car will be damaged. But if you smash your car in a paper cube pyramid, it will, of course, smash it down. If you smash your car in this soccer ball over here, it will make a goal if you're, placing it in the right way. So same way, you have to add some elements that are more focused on creating it in a better way. All right. Now, one more thing that I mentioned. A lot of you asked me that how did you get this car with the camera already set up with it? The camera is over here with it, right? This is the camera. So how did you do that? The perspective camera is already added to the car. Now, for this, I want you to understand it very clearly. I will save this project and I will show it to you why and what I did to get this particular setup. I'll click on new project just to show it to you. I will click save. So once you're creating a new project, let's say I'm creating this car game because since it's a demo, so I'm just typing car demo car game. By the default value or by default, the project type is selected as default project. But this is not the project that you need to choose. From the template, you need to choose the physics car simulation template. Download it and then click on it and create project. Once you do that, this is the screen that will come up where you will see your car, where you will see one example 3D smashable object. And over here, you will be able to see car already has a perspective cameras next set up to it. That's it. Right. And if you, let me turn off my video. And if you go over here in this perspective camera option, you will see what it looks like. Simple as that. Of course, you can move it around accordingly. So if I want to move it backwards or if I want to make it move, make it move a little more towards the front of the car, I can do that as well. So that's completely up to you where you want to place it, but it's already grouped with your car that you add. So you have to make sure that you're using the template file. Okay. All right. Now I'm going to go back to the project that I was building, which is this one, right? All right. Now it's the time to add in more stuff if you want to, right? What more stuff would you like to add? Power up switch disappears when smashed, right? You can do that as well, Miss Nazia. Of course, that's a very good part that you mentioned. Power up switch disappears when they are smashed, right? Or what you can also do in the race course arena that I created, that I also showcased it to you in the previous session. I will show it to you in this session also. What I did was I added fuel cans or fuel barrels. So if you smash into it, a fire will break down. So same way, you can also add it over here, right? What you can do is just go in the stock and type fuel or barrel. So normal barrel is also there. If fuel barrel is not in the stock, you can go in the Sketchfab and search for fuel. And let's see. So there you go. You have a plastic fuel barrel. You have simple propane tank, which is also available. Let's go over here. Barrel. Okay, what if I type tank? Okay, fuel tank, sorry. All right, I have it over here. I also have this particular one as well. So you can use any of these type of objects that you want to add so that it brings more nature or more realistic view to your project. So you can see I've added this can over here, right? So same way you can also add some stuff as well. Okay, so this was just for example. Now, the major part is what is the coding part or how exactly we will make our car move and go through the environment. Okay, so let's try to understand that now. Okay, so that we can have a clear understanding. But this time, as I mentioned, I will not be the one who will be coding. You are the one who is going to tell me from where I have to get which block and place it in which order so that my car can start moving. Very simple. If I press up arrow, I want the car to move forward. If I press down arrow, I want the car to move backward. Left arrow, car to move left. Right arrow, car to move right. Simple. The procedure is very simple. This is how you drive a car, right? This is how you drive a car in games also, using the navigation key, using the arrow keys basically. Right. So now what I will do is I'll simply click on go to code and select block-based coding. So this opened the block-based coding environment for me. Now I want you to tell me how exactly shall I start the code. But there is one more point that I want to mention. Since I was using the physics car simulation template, you can see there is one more physics added over here, that is physics vehicle. Okay, it is not there in any other templates. It is only there in physics car simulation template. Okay, so this is the one that I am using right over here. All right. Now you have to tell me what shall I do. It's very easy. It's very straightforward code. There is nothing much about it, but I want you to tell me how exactly I'm going to take it forward. So I want you guys to answer what is the code for this particular car that I want to move using my navigation keys. Now I'm waiting for your answers. Come on. I know everyone is listening, but I want some answer in the live chat box. Let's see. And one more thing I wanted to mention is this, that once you start creating your projects, showcase it by posting it on LinkedIn, showcase it by posting it on YouTube or any other social media platforms and tag us, tag Stempedia, or you can tag me also. So I and the entire team, we will be more than happy to reshare your creations because I really believe that a lot of you have put a lot of hard work towards these projects that you create. So I really want each and every one of you to get that recognition that you really deserve for your dedication, for your hard work, and for your creativity. So therefore, make sure you also share such projects. It's not just going to help you to showcase your creativity to others, but also help you to get a better reach, right? And set a good foundation of what you are doing of your work to the entire uh like set of people or group of people connected to that particular set of area, which is education or ed tech basically. First block we have to use. Yes, tell me which is the first block we have to use, Miss Sia. I'm waiting for your answer. Start with green flag, then enable physics. All right. Okay, that's a good start. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna make the stage a little more big. All right. Okay. Start with green flag, then go to physics and enable the physics. Okay. Very easy, very simple. What about others? What do others think about the same? Do others agree that this is the right way to start the code? That means starting the physics directly. What's the next part? Let me give you a hint. What do I want to do? I want to check if up arrow is pressed, then I want my car to move forward. Same way I have to do it for the rest of the directions as well. See, I've given you hint also. Now I'm expecting some answers. Reload sync. Very good, Mr. Bhupendra. Exactly. The first and the foremost rule of any game is reloading the scene. When you're playing any particular game, you start fresh. There is a new game. There is a starting point from where you start. So therefore, whenever you're playing any type of game, you need to reload the scene, set up the environment again. So that's a very, very good answer, Mr. Bhupendra. So what do I want to do? When the green flag is clicked, I want to first reload the scene. Need sensing. Okay. Move car with 100% speed. All right. Go to controls, if conditions with sensing. Add ground to collision world. Well, ground is already static. So I don't need to add it to the collision world. So, but if I add something else, like if I add some other type of let's say some other type of environment, then I have to make sure that I have using it as a collision world, which we will be showing you how to do it in the upcoming sessions as well. If conditions, all right. If conditions, I will go in control and grab if. Okay, now what do I have to do? What shall I place in if? Mr. Anil, you are right. We need sensing, but what in sensing? Let me go to sensing palette and tell you or give you an hint. Which block shall I use? Now I want answers. Come on, I've given you hints also. The answer is right there in front of your screens. Now I want answers, everybody. Everybody is doing so good. Be confident. If you're wrong, of course, I'm not gonna do anything. We're not going to ban you from watching our live streams, of course. Just be more attentive and be more respond more, right? Key pressed. Of course, right. That is very simple. So when up arrow is pressed, then what do we want to do? Right, Miss Sia. Right. SH, I don't know the full name. So I'm just using your name that is visible to me, SH. If up arrow press, then go forward extra. Okay, if up arrow is pressed, then go forward. Okay, go forward. So I will go to the physics vehicle. And shall I use this one or shall I use this one? Now you have to tell me. Which one shall I use? Now there is a reason to use or there is a reason not to use either one of them. I mean, of course, I have to use at least one of them, but there is a reason. Move 10 steps. Miss Babita, not 10 steps I have to move because it's not a sprite. It's more of a 3D vehicle that I've added. So it won't be moving 10 steps, but it will be moving forward. Upper one, if up pressed, move 4 wheel in forward. Okay, move 4 wheel forward. All right. Upper one, upper one. I'm seeing a lot of you are saying upper one. That's true. I'm going to use the upper one. Now I will tell you what's the reason for the same. So when you're driving a car, once you press the accelerator or once you give it some gas, in some countries it is called as give it some gas. That means press on some accelerator, right? Give it some speed. So when you're pressing on the accelerator, when you're pressing on the accelerator and then the car starts going forward, it doesn't go forward just for 1 second, right? It goes forward until you keep on pressing that particular accelerator. So our accelerator over here is up arrow, right? So therefore we are not going to use 1 second one. Okay, so shall I just duplicate it and create it for down also, right? Same way what I can do is I can duplicate both of these and I can go for right as well as for left. Very simple. But I have to, of course, change it also backward. Then this one is right and this one is left. Now, one more thing that I want to ask you. When we are driving forward or backward, are the speed same? when we're going left and right, is the speed same? Is the speed same in all the directions? I want to ask. Yes, I get yes by daily combo. What about others? What do others think? Is the speed same if my car is moving in all the directions? No, sir. Exactly. Exactly. Because we are making something that is related to real world. Therefore, we have to use that's real world sense over here also. So when I'm going backward, my car speed will be a little less than forward speed. I will also decrease the forward speed. I don't want my car to be this fast. So let's make it 60 and let's make this one 40. Let's make this one as 30 and this one also as 30. Right? I think this is making sense because we are going half the speed while we are moving forward. So when we are moving forward at the speed of 60, we go half the speed when we are taking a turn. This is what my driver, the one who was teaching me how to drive, also told me that when you're taking a turn, you should go half the speed of the forward speed basically. So therefore, it's half the particular speed. Right. I think now it is good to go. It is good to go now. But no. Why Mr. Rajveer and Shrija is saying no, Dare Robotics also saying no? Yes, sir, this is right. Yeah, exactly. This is right. Okay. Now one more thing. If I press on green arrow, it will reload the scene. It will enable the physics. If I press up arrow, my car will move forward. What will happen then? What will happen then? This is a very good question, and I want to know who answers it. What will happen if I make if I run this code, will my car move forward? Will it keep on moving forward? Then after pressing up arrow, if I press down arrow, will it move backward? Yes or no? If yes, why? If no, why? Okay, I think I already got the answer. I already got the answer in the chat box, but I want to know the reason. See, you are so smart, everybody. Then why don't you, put on more efforts in the live chat box? Come on. Or it will only move one time. Very good. Perfect. Very good. Right. So, SH, still I don't know your name. I'm sorry. So, SH said, add a forever loop to the control from the controls so that it will move according to the keys that you press. Very good. Very good. Amazing. So what I will do, go in control palette, grab a forever loop and place it right over here. So all the if conditions that I want to be checked throughout the execution of my code is now under forever loop. So until and unless I stop the execution of the code, these four conditions will be checked. That means if I press up arrow, it will go forward. If I press down arrow, it will move backward, left and right accordingly. Right? Now, one more thing. If you leave the key unpressed, it will stop because it is not in a loop. Okay, we will test it out, Mr. Bhupendra. We will test it out. Summy. Okay, all right. SH is Summy. Okay. No, checking only one time. Right. All right. Okay, now coming to other part, that is when we are driving a vehicle also have mass. It has mass, right? Where shall I set up the mass of the vehicle? Where can I set up the mass of the vehicle? Because mass is very important. Mass is very important. We need to add some weight to our vehicle, or it will go at the speed of light, even when we are even when we are pressing the forward, but it is at 60% speed, it will go at the speed of light because there is no mass. So from where I can add mass? See, it's right though over there in front of the screen also. Come on. Again, I want answers. Where can I get a particular block by which I can add mass? Set gravity, not gravity basically. Gravity won't be able to set the mass. Gravity will set the gravity of the entire environment. Sir, 50% weight. Okay. But which block? We have already used the forever loop. The forever block is already being used. Set mass using physics. Of course, I'm in physics, but which block shall I use? The block is right there in front of your eyes. Still waiting for your answers. Let's see. Third one. Very good. Mr. Sami, you are quite an excellent person over here. And intelligent, of course. Excellent answer. All right. So set our four-wheel vehicle mass to 200. Normally cars are average 200 only. So let's set it over here. Before we enable the physics, we want to set the mass, of course. But now what I will do is, there is one more thing that I want to do. I want to add a wait 1 second over here. Because I want to wait 1 second, then I want to set the vehicle and then enable the physics. So in this way, what will happen whenever you're reloading a game, there's a message that comes up that is loading game, and that there's a loading sign also, or loading bar also that comes up. After that, it waits for 1 second or 2 seconds, and then you can start playing the game. So over here also, we want it to reload the scene, wait for 1 second, and then start the game. Right? Very simple, very easy. Now, another thing. Let's just let's test it out. First of all, let's test it out. We haven't tested the code. Let's test it out. So I'm going to click on the green flag. I'm pressing the up arrow, but my car just fall down. My car is falling down. Now, can anybody tell me what's the reason behind this? What's the reason behind this? I already got the answer, but I want to know what's the reason behind it. The answer, I ignored it and also said, no, we are not going to use it right now. But I want to know what's the answer. Let's go to design. That means it's not in the code. What the answer might be. Set physics to ground. Okay. Physics, it's already set it as static. It's static in nature. My roads, like when I click any one of them over here, it's set as also static. This entire one. Or if what I can do is I can click on apply all also. All right, that part is also done. Ground surface may be dynamic. No, it's not dynamic, it's static. Zero gravity is there. Add streets to collision. Okay, let's try to adding streets to collision. Let's do that. My roads were also set as, now I have set it as dynamic. Let's see if they make a difference. If not, we will add roads to world collision. Model is loaded. My car again falling down. Okay. Wheels going all the way around. Not a problem. Okay, now let's test it out. Let's first go right over here. I'll go in the design once again. Car may be dynamic. That is the answer that I wanted. Car may be dynamic. Car physics may be not enabled. Very good, Miss Babita. Amazing. My car is moving fine. Okay, Mr. Bhupender. That's amazing. Miss Babita also mentioned car may be dynamic. This is right. When the object over here is dynamic, it will, of course, move forward. But right now, it is falling down. Now you have to tell me what's the reason for that. If one setting in the physics have negative value, no, no. Add ground to collision world. Okay, Miss Nazia, let's do that. I'm not doing anything now. I'm following you guys. Whatever you are going to tell me, I'm going to do. I'm going to go to global control and add the ground to the collision world. Okay. All right. Clicked on green flag. Let's see what will happen. Again, my car falling down. Even after adding it in a collision world. Even adding ground to the collision world. I want to know the reason. My car is dynamic and moving well. Of course, the car is dynamic only. Of course, the car should be dynamic only. If the car is static, then how it will move? The car has to be dynamic only. If the car is not dynamic, it's not going to move, of course. Making it static won't do anything. Add streets to collision. Okay. All right. Streets are already static though. But if I go to code and add them to collision, we can do that as well. No worries. Go over here and select the streets, roads basically, sorry. All right, let's click on green flag. Just gonna test it out from here only. Still my car just falling down. Now I want good answers. Come on, everybody. I didn't get collision world. Miss Babita, so what happened is collision world is basically when you are using any other object or any other thing there in the entire on the ground. What you want to do if a material is passing through that, so you want to create a collision barrier. So for that, you need to get this particular block by which you can add that particular part to the collision world. Mr. Govinda, that is what I'm asking. Why my car is falling down? And that is what I'm asking to you all. What is the collision world? The collision world is basically in which the entire world will collide into. So let's say if my car is falling down, it is falling down to the collision world. Right. Yeah. I hope, Miss Babita, you got what the collision world is. Collision. It's not collision, it's collision. All right. So one of you again said that add ground also to collision world. Okay, let's do that. Then let's see what will happen. Still my car fall down. Looks like the car is out of the plane. Right. Of course, it does look like that only. I'm still waiting for the right answer in the live chat box. Right, Miss Babita, right. Make sure the car position Z is higher than the ground or roads. Okay, let's go to design. Let's check that also. I'm going to select the car. Yeah, it is already higher, though it's already floating in the air. It's higher only. Add car also to the collision world. Okay, Risha, let's try that also. So I'm trying all the outcomes that you were telling me to try. Add the four-wheel vehicle physics to collision world. Okay, now it's reloading. Nope, not the one. See, nothing else is falling down. Set third player. No, no need for the third player, Miss Nazia. There's no need for the third player. Okay, let's also check ground. One of you said set ground to static. Ground is already static. Ground is static. Road is static. All the roads are static. Car is dynamic. Is the weight of the car heavier than the ground? No, no, no. That won't make a difference. Ground is already static. There is no weight to it. If ground is dynamic, then only we can add weight. Detect the problem. Car mass is heavy. We have set it up to 200. It's not heavy. Car mass in kg is 200. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove this particular one, add ground to collision world. Then let's see what's going to happen. Yellow center line also make a static. Yeah, yellow center line is also static because it's a part of the road that I created. So it's been grouped together. It's already static. Still, too much friction. Okay. All right. Let's check that out. We'll go in design, go in four-wheel vehicle, physics. Well, mass over here doesn't matter because you're already set it up to. Okay, let's do it 100 only then. Now over here, if I play physics, will the car fall? Okay, the box already, pyramid also fall. Okay, just give me a second. Hmm. Oh, let me just share my screen once again. Friction won't make a difference, Miss Shrija. Since we tested it out, friction won't make a difference. Friction is something that doesn't matter. In this case, when the car is falling down, the friction won't be the matter which will help it out. Uh, okay, one of you also mentioned looks like the okay. No, that's not also the case. The case is quite simple. Let me present my screen once again. Just give me a second. Switching back to the code mode. Sorry, the designing mode. Go to code. No need to add these. Reload the scene, wait for 1 second. Set the vehicle mass to 200 kg, enable the physics. And the rest is, of course, all right. Let's click on the green flag, enable physics within the forever loop. No. We can't enable the physics in the forever loop. That can't be done. Okay. So one of you in the live chat box also at the top mentioned add another part to the ground. Okay, let's do that. Let's do that. So I'm going to add a box, resize it. That's a little too big. I'm going to make it 1110 by 1110. Rotate it. To 90 degrees on the x-axis. Enable the physics, make it static. Properties, make it on the ground. Place it right in the middle. And right under the ground. Okay. One of you also mentioned this particular part. Let's test it out then. Let's see what will happen. Go to code and then test it out. We will not be enabling the physics in a forever loop is because we need to just enable the physics once. Then once the physics enabled, everything will go in a loop only. So no need to enable physics in a loop. Will not affect. Okay, just 1 second. I have to remove these particular set of blocks. No need to add anything to the collision world. All right. Till my car falling down. That too in the entire collision world. Set the gravity. No, Ms. Reshma, there is no need to set up the gravity. Only because we already have set up this part. I'm still waiting for more possible outcomes. Let's go back to design. Let's open. I have one more project. Let's open this one. All right. I have the same code for this one also. Let me show it to you in this one. Okay. All right. Now, very simple, same thing that I did over here, but just one more addition that I'm using WASD keys rather than using the navigation ones. So I'm just going to switch it up to forward, then this left for left, right for right, and then down for backward. Okay. I'll decrease the speed, make it 40, make this right and left 30, 30, and make this 60. I've already set the mass. But what one more thing that I've done, Mr. Bhupender, you were saying that the car will stop, but if let's say, of course, it will stop, but not like put brakes. It will stop like gradually. So it will move forward and then by lowering the speed, it will slow down. But if I want to put on brakes for this, I'll use the space key. So when the space key is pressed, I want to stop the entire vehicle. And one more thing that I did, so if I go in design, I'll show it to you. Hint, hint, please hint. I'll tell you. I'll tell you. Don't. So over here, I didn't group date. So therefore, it's a little difficult to find the vehicle. But I think I will. Or let me just click on it then. Oops. So in this one, what I did was I used the streets. So I have this, okay, as a group. All right. So in this particular group, as you can see, I have perspective camera and I have AR camera, which has been also added. So either I can, let me just delete the AR camera as of now. So the perspective camera is this one. The AR camera that I deleted, just wanted to show it to you. I will get it back. So the AR camera, or sorry, the perspective camera is view is right over here. So when the perspective camera is on, view, okay. I place the AR camera back. So this is the AR camera and this is the AR camera view right over here. All right. So now the AR camera is also part of this group number 7. So let me name this group number 7 as vehicle or car. Go back to code and I am making sure that I'm switching to AR camera and then enabling the physics of all this. Okay. Let's check it out. Let's go to full screen. Click on the green flag. All right. Yeah. But one thing, if you're able to see, I'm putting on the brakes also. It's moving at a good slow speed. Right. As you can see, my car is slowly, gradually picking up the speed. Right. Just like the real world. It's because of the car template, the physics car template. And when I'm putting on the hard brakes, my car is getting uplifted from the end. Right. But over here, my camera is not following the car. So because my perspective camera is the one which I have grouped with the car. So what I will do, I'll go to this particular option and I will switch the camera to perspective cam and then click on the green flag once again. And then I will test it out. Full screen. So as you can see, the perspective camera, it was towards the left hand side of the car. So therefore, I'm getting the left hand side of the view and the camera is following the car wherever the car is going. So if the car is going forward, it is following the car. And then if I put on hard brakes, I'm able to do so, right? Same way I can go towards the right hand side, pressing the up and right arrow together and picking up the speed once again. So this is how the car will walk upon. It's very easy. Now a lot of you are asking me, Vivek, what's the hint? What's the hint? Please tell us what's the hint for the previous one. It's because I added one simple object which was not static. So I have to check physics of each and every object that I added in that particular environment so that I can check out if the physics of every object that I added is set as static or not. Due to which what is happening, my ground is also becoming in such a way that that particular object is also falling. And with that, my car is also falling because of the same. Right? All right. Now, let me go to that particular environment and also show you one more activity, which I did based on this one only, which is this one. In this one, the entire code is there. Perspective camera is also set up. I have also added some smashable objects. All right, so let's go in the code, block-based coding. And I will click on the green flag and start the code. So these street over here, they are very narrow. Therefore, I opted to make my own roads. But if you want to use these one, feel free to do that. If you want to create your own roads, you can do that as well. But the only reason was this that I just wanted to show you what's the difference between both of them, right? So how exactly they will look like once you're driving your car on the same. So I'm just going to wait till the model loads and there you go. And smash these cubes, smash this particular text, smash these cubes also, and boom. And I'm stuck in a house. Though the house is static in nature, but of course, as I mentioned, they are hollow. They're static. I'm not able to move them, but they are hollow, right? And the cart is floating. I need to change that as well. So that is why I added railings or fences all the way so that my car doesn't fall down on a ground where I won't be able to get it out from. So make sure you're taking up the same precautions while you're coding your project. Right. Let me show you the previous project file also and also try to debug it. Let's see, let's figure out what or which object bugged the entire game. Right, let's do that. And this is the one. All right, and now let's first of all go to roads. Roads are all set as static. What if I check up the shape level as high? Now, if I play the code, we'll go to workspace coding first and then click on the green flag and let's check it out. Clicked on the green flag, waiting for the model to load. Let's check it out. Still, my car is wobbling around a lot. Not a problem. Let's go to design. So right now it's not falling. So my physics is set as high for the streets, for the entire the road group. And let's also check this each and every object. Let's see if any one of them is a part of something that is bugging up the game. It's static. This one is dynamic. Then we have these cubes. These cubes are also dynamic with 1 kg of mass. That's good to go. The fences that I've added are also static in nature, each one of them, and they're grouped together. Pyramid also good, soccer ball is good, trash can is also good to go. I'm just checking out the things right over here. Okay, four-wheel vehicle, dynamic, roads is static, building static, fence static, all the fences are static. Greenery is also static. These boxes, the pyramid boxes are dynamic. Soccer ball is goal is static, soccer ball is dynamic, trash can is dynamic, and box number 7 is static. So what happened is I'm just checking out which one is static or dynamic so that I can see if there is any object that needs to be changed. Check it out. Okay, let's move the car up. Right now it is touching the road. Now let's check it out. Let's go to code and then I'll restart it. Click on the green flag. First thing first, remove these. Then click on the green flag. Since that was also bugging it up. No, my car is still acting a little weird. Correct me if I'm wrong, we don't want a car to get inside the building. We don't need to add those buildings to collision world. Um, check it out, Miss Nazia. Feel free to check it out because there are a lot of buildings that are added from different libraries, and they act differently when you are adding them to collision world. All right, so let's do one thing. Let's grab the fences and place them a little higher. Okay, I mean, go to physics, make them high, shape level. Now let's go to, okay, let's just play from here only. Let's see what will happen. How to reset vehicle attributes. What vehicle attributes do you want to reset, Mr. Bhupendra? And why was the car going in the house? The houses that I've added are okay. When I'm playing the physics, it's not going down now, and it's not even wobbling. Okay, let's go to code and let's check it out over there also. I'll tell you, I'll come back to your questions. Just give me a moment. I think we have cracked the issue. Let's see. Yeah, we have cracked the issue. Good to go. Good to go. All right. Okay, let's go over here. There is one more thing that I need to do. When I press on the space bar, I want to stop the entire vehicle. So stop vehicle when space bar is pressed. Now coming to your questions. The first thing that I want to mention is the reason why it was acting like this was when I grouped the fences, these fences over here, which I added. Let me delete this box 7 first. No need of this. So these fences that I added on both of the sides. So these fences, when I enabled their physics and I grouped them, what they were doing, they were creating a invisible layer on top of the road that was bugging the entire physics of the entire world. Therefore, what I did was I did the shape level as high. Earlier, it was as low, then I set it up as high. That was the only reason why this entire part was bugging up a lot. Okay, now one by one, I will come into your questions. Right, Miss Nazia. Miss Nazia, as you were able to see when I was using the stock buildings, these buildings are from stock. My car bumped into them, but it didn't go through it. So it depends on the buildings that you are using. So it's up to the building. So what you can do if the building is also moving like that, place or try adding like more like walls to the building, or maybe next, like if you go inside a particular building, try adding walls to it. So you can do that as well, or just add a big square, resize it accordingly, so that in case if it goes in, it won't look weird. Why was car going in the house? I think that I have already mentioned. How to reset change the car attributes, color, material. Now it is unstable. Okay. Mr. Bhupendra, I humbly request you not to make it not to change the material or color of the car, because the reason is that this car has physics attributes set up from the back end. So as of now, since this is another beta version of this 3D and XR Studio, so I humbly request you not to change any car material. It is only there in this particular car, therefore it's added as a template as of now. But in the future updates, of course, we will be adding in more cars and you will be able to, of course, change your cars too. I'll give you a glimpse of that as well. Don't worry. Okay, now let's check it out and let's see how the things work around. So let's go to the code, sorry, and let's check it out. Of course, you can add more objects, but when you feel like there is something that is not popping up right in your code or right in your particular, the entire setup that you are making, there is no need to be worried about the same. Check out for the possibilities. Since a lot of you mentioned about collision world, today I'm referring myself from talking about it, but in tomorrow's session, we will be talking about collision world and how exactly the collision world works and what's the reason behind using it. So you don't need to worry about it if you're not able to understand it. In the next session, there is this particular section in that session which is based on that only. Right? Okay. Now let's click on the green flag and let's check out our environment. So you can see my car is moving perfectly fine, taking turns, and the pyramid also down. All right, now I will go to soccer, put on hard brakes, also working fine. I can take a look at the animals. Let's hit the soccer ball. Oh, I missed it by mistake. Let's go back. So now can you see it's very smooth. It's very nice. It's very easy. And goal. Oops, missed it by mistake again. It's very smooth, right? Because the speed that I set, because the mass, the friction that I have set is very nice. It's perfect. I don't want my car to get out of this particular area. Therefore, what I will do is I'll take a back and then move this ball from this part to another. So what you can do is add more friction or bounciness to the ball also. That is something also that you can do. So right now, I set the entire greenery as static. Therefore, you can see my car is not bumping into it, right? Or not going on the glushy green areas. So that's up to you. If you want, you can do that as well, right? My car is taking nice, good turns. I'm able to drift it also. Same way, you can add more elements, like paper castle. We can add that as well. The trash can is also there. I missed it. I can say that I'm being honest with you, I'm not that good with driving games, but I'm able to drive this car very well, pretty well. I'm amazed how smooth it is. Oops. So you can see paper, the can is already gone out of the surface. So you can add like trees, benches, you can add like monsters. So if you want to make it spooky, you can add monsters. If you want to make it more attractive to the user, oh, by mistake, I drift pretty harsh. So if you want to do that, you can do too. So there is a lot of possibilities that you want to, you can test it out. You can figure it out how exactly it is going up. So now if I put on brakes and then start my car, you see how slowly it is picking up on speed, right? It's just acting like a real car. If I take a very sharp turn, you can see it's skidding, right? It's drifting from one place to another. And if I do something fast, it also flipped. So it's completely up to the friction, it's completely up to the mass. So as I told you, and I have been telling you in these previous sessions also, try to play around these values. Increase friction, decrease friction, try to play around with the mass also, and try to understand how exactly it is working around. And once you do so, you will see that how fun it is to be able to work with this particular environment. All right, let's stop the code, go to design, and design one more thing. I want to splash at least one more thing. Okay, I'll get this particular pyramid, place it over here, and now I want to make a castle. So what I will be doing, once again, grab a paper box, go right over here, resize it, make it, sorry, make it big. Yep, place it to the ground. Go to material, change its material to paper, or let's change it material to something like rock, right? We won't, like, there is a rock sheet added to it. That is something that we want to make it look like, right? Yeah, good to go. Now, what you can do is duplicate it into various blocks in such a way that it looks like it's a castle wall. All right. So make sure that the physics is enabled. They're dynamic in nature. You can set them as 10 kg because I feel like setting them as 10 kg will make sense. Just enable physics. Once you enable physics in one of them and then duplicate that, the others will also already have enabled physics in it. Right. Same way, I'm just going to make a small castle only since I'm trying time constraint. Right. I just wanted to demonstrate it, how that castle will also look. So it's a rock, paper castle, right? Okay, then let's do this and then we'll take a turn from over here. Just like this. I'm able to duplicate and add more to it. Duplicate, duplicate, then take a turn from here. So I'm randomly placing it in such a way that it makes it look like it's a wall. So you can also do that as well. Right, so there you go. Then what you can do is add a cylinder in middle, resize that cylinder. Oh, that's a little too big. Then make it maybe taller. Snap it to ground, go to physics, enable its physics, make it, let's say, 60 kgs. Since it's also going to be paper, rock paper one. So I'm going to go over here, go to rocks and maybe select this one this time. Okay, yeah, that's good. In materials, if you want to increase its intensity, you can do that as well. That means if you want it to repeat, so you can do that as well. So in material only, there is an option called as advanced material. Scroll down, there is a repeat option. In that, you can change it also. So if you want to change it up and play around this particular values, you can do that as well, right? So you can see how it changed it. Okay, so what I can do is I can simply just duplicate this also, snap it to the ground and duplicate it. Place them in the middle like this, duplicate it also, and place it in the middle like this, right? Then what I can do is I can add a cone on top of it like this, go to resize, oh, resize it accordingly. Of course, place it over here, right? Make this one a little taller. Oh no, taller, move it to, snap it to ground. Make sure that you enable physics for this also, make it dynamic, make it 10 only, let's say. Go to its properties, change its material to maybe something else. Let's go with bricks. And maybe this one. Bricks 7 is what I used. Yeah. Maybe if I want to go to advance and repeat it, I think that looks good. If you want, you can resize it. Right. Place it right on top of it. Duplicate it. Place this one over here. Duplicate it. Place this one over here. Right. This one can be resized. It can be big also if you want to. And then place it on top of it. Right. As of now, I didn't complete the entire castle, but I just wanted to show you how you can do that. Right now, it's looking like a rocket, to be honest. It's looking like a medieval rocket. So you can test it out, of course. Then you can go with block-based coding and then again see how it works around. I have a doubt there is no physics vehicle. I can't find it. There is no physics vehicle. I hope you're using the right template. Daily combo, please make sure that you're using a right template. I will let my son play it. Oh, that's amazing, Miss Nazia. That's amazing. I'm happy. Let's go to full screen mode. Let's click on the green flag and let's smash down this castle, shall we? How to drifting effect? Sudden breaks, sudden turns will enable the drifting effect. So if I'm moving forward, if I just put on a brake, while going in any direction, it will drift around. All right, so I see the castle right over here. Let's bring it down, shall we? Let's bump into these. Let's bump into this, all of these, and let's see how it's looking now. Okay, already bumped. Oops. Let's bump this also. Let's go over here also and bump this one as well. So, it's just so good to see, and it's so satisfying when you're playing this game. And let's see how it looks. Oh, it's already a disaster here. So same way you can also create your drive and smash objects car game. You can add more objects, add more 3D objects, create your own 3D objects, add castles, add more games to it. What you can also do is, if you are playing with your son or with anybody or any friend of yours, you can also play chess. So what you can do is, chess can also be played over here just like this. So what you can do, add car, which is moving the chess parts, and then you will be able to see how exactly it works around. That's good to go. Perfect. So this is how this particular game will look like. Now I want you all to test it out. Make sure that you are, following all the rules and the physics and all. Make sure that shape levels are correct. We talked about shape levels in the future sessions also, I mean in the past sessions also, and in the previous training program also we talked about shape levels and how exactly they work around. But if you feel like you need to understand it once again, I will be more than happy to explain it in the coming session, because in the coming session, the two last sessions that we are going to have, they are the most important one, because you will be learning how to create the entire game. Basically, start screen, loading screen, scoring screen, and then entire first person perspective. So that is something that we will be creating and start creating from the next session. So I think that's good to go then. I am just sharing you the feedback form link. Kindly share the feedback of this particular one, and I will be more than happy to hear your feedback. All right, the feedback form link is right there in the chat box. Okay, let me come back to chat and let's see if there are any questions. I think there is no need to set camera because perspective camera is already set with the car. Yeah, of course. It's already, as I mentioned, when you use the grouped one or the template, it's already been grouped. So you don't need to use other camera. You can add different, of course, what you can do is you can add animation to the air camera also. So let's say if I'm bumping into a particular object and if I want to animate once I'm bumping around it, you can do that as well, of course. Feel free to do it. I won't mind at all. All right. Yeah. So yeah, that's it. I think please do make sure I have shared the feedback form link in the live chat box. Kindly make sure you fill it out and share your feedback with us. And I will be more than happy to see you tomorrow at the same time, same place. Thank you so much. Have a nice day. Bye bye. And if you have any doubts, please drop it down in the WhatsApp groups. Thank you. Bye.